secure. So why are we still securing our facilities when, securing facilities with electronic access control, and I just spent $5,000 per door securing my facility, but I'm using the least secure credential technology. So how do we migrate from PROX to a more secure technology, and what is that technology? Where should the industry be going?
There are a couple ways you can do that. You need a bridge to get from point A to point B is how to describe it. Right? Point A being PROX, point B being a smart card credential. We sell multi-class readers. Some of that nomenclature has changed with Signal. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit more later. But essentially, a reader that can read the low-frequency PROX technology and newer, high-frequency, more secure credential technology, of which there's a couple options. So you can do the readers first and then later rebadge everyone. Alternatively, you can issue a multi-technology card where it has PROX and a newer, high-frequency, more secure credential technology on it, and then later put in readers that can only read the more secure credential technology.
Because I was just going to say, like, how would you prevent the PROX from continuing to work? So you would just disable PROX on the reader when you eventually migrated to new reader tech.
So if you did the readers first and later rebadge, so in scenario one, yes, you would want to turn off the ability to read PROX technology, which can be done through our Reader Manager application. In the second instance, you issue a multi-tech card, and then later issue, put in new readers, only read the new technology. That seems more common in higher education instances where they have a natural rebadge cycle. So sometimes higher ed universities tend to do a rebadge of credentials first. So it really depends on a number of factors.
Yeah, and I think that's super important. So like in the example that I went into before the business administrator had ran out of the room very upset with me for telling him that he'd made a bad purchasing decision, I would have told him, well, you don't have to re-credential everybody all at once. We can take this sort of slow roll approach. And as students are, as your seniors graduate, the new freshman class comes in, they get the newer card formats, and within 4 years you've transitioned everybody out of the older technology. But he ran out of the room too fast.
Yeah, so before I came over to the controller side of the business, I dabbled a bit on the reader and credential side. So when I was regional sales manager in the Mid-Atlantic region, I had a customer that they had a huge campus. They had a few thousand readers, they had like 20,000 credentials, and they were 100% PROX. And they wanted to get off PROX because of these security vulnerabilities and for the data that they were protecting. But it was just unmanageable to try to rip the Band-Aid off all at once. So what they did is they said, what areas of our facility or our campus is most vulnerable and most important for us to secure? And what they identified was their server rooms, where they're storing their client information. So what they did is they said, well, we have 17 readers getting into areas that store server equipment, and we have like 350 people that have access to those areas. So they rebadged those 350 people. They gave them a dual tech PROX plus CIOS card, and then they replaced the 17 readers, and they made those readers only read the high security technology 13.56 CIOS credential. So they were able to secure the locations that were most important to them without having to rebadge 20,000 people and replace 3,000 readers. So I think there's many different ways to skin the cat here. Understanding what's most important is really beneficial, and then the HID team and the Genetec team can help mold that and shape that approach.
And by the way, for the systems integration channel, again, just like upgrading from Wiegand to OSDP, a re-credentialing is not something that should be verboten. Like, you shouldn't talk about that. Oh my God, I'm so afraid to talk about the fact that I sold them these proximity cards. No, the technology has changed. It's time for an upgrade. People upgrade their phones constantly. We're going to get into these in a second. People are upgrading their phones, their laptops. Everything's getting upgraded all the time. Why should their security be something that we're afraid to talk about upgrading?